A light in the silence, a ripple through the air. The desert whispers softly, stories everywhere.
From the heart of the wind, I hear an ancient call. The hills echo laughter, the shadows start to fall.
Ghostly melodies float like a breeze against the storm. Every note a memory, every chord leads me home. Feel the groundswell rising like the tide of long ago. A tale of distant battles where only echoes grow. Harmonies of weary souls in this wilderness divine. Each breath tells a land's where the free spirits shine. And we ride on the wind through the evening glow, where the desert meets the dawn, where the soft rivers
Can't complain.
How was your Christmas?
Well, it's history, isn't it? It's gone.
It was.
I blinked and it went.
So there it was. That was Christmas.
And there it was gone, boy.
Yeah.
Yourself? Quiet one, busy one.
Oh, well, Morgan's here.
Good.
She's over for Christmas and the New Year.
Excellent.
She's just sticking her hand
All
in.
right.
She's got I'll show you the setup. She's got a computer right next to me.
Woo. Dueling banjos.
This is my lot here, and this is this lot here. So we're having a geek out session. Oh, Sam's coming, great. So,
Everyone earlier on? Was there an earlier session?
no, I came on and waited. Biscuit's not coming on because he's got something to do. No word from Primo.
Huh?
And just a little note from you. So I said, okay, well, I waited for 20 minutes. And I said, well, I'll come back at 9 British time.
I would have been in early, but the train was late, and as you do.
Yeah, as usual.
What's the news on the front? Anything happening?
Nothing at all. There's no surf, nothing. Oh, actually, there is some surf in Ireland. There's some lovely footage of Bandoran.
Yeah, I saw some come through. Some really big swells.
Oh, that was Mullaghmore last week. A huge, giant swell at Mullaghmore, biggest it's been for years.
All these sillies now, innit? It's nothing out there at the moment.
Yeah, but today Bandoran was 3 to 5 foot and just perfect.
Whereabouts is that then?
Just down the road from Eastkey. No,
North, south, east.
West goes west, northish goes west. Hey, Sam, right? How's it going? Northwest coast of Ireland,
Yeah.
not up to island, you know.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so we this is the first on, is it? Nobody made it.
Yeah, we're having one tonight. That's all right.
I was going to send just after 8 o'clock. I was going to send a little "be there now in a minute," which turned out to be 45 minutes, and then attend you I for the update.
Yeah. Well, there was nobody around it early.
Yeah.
So I was going to hang around. I thought, okay, we'll come back at 10 and see what happens. Or 9, whatever it is.
So, Rob, you've been down at the station picking up your daughter, have you?
Yeah, she just come back from New Zealand. Lucky little
Wow.
thing. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so back from, so she had Christmas out there?
Yeah, a friend of hers went to New Zealand. She's a equine vet.
All right.
Decided to go there to work, as you do. and she went to stay there for 3 weeks. Very nice indeed.
Well, is she going to be around for long?
Who, my daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's back now.
All right, no, because that's
Well-
where my granddaughter's heading,
Yeah, where?
equine vet.
Yeah, where to?
Well, I mean, she's at home at the moment. At
Oh,
the
right.
moment, she's doing her medical stuff in Swansea Uni.
Right.
They let her mess with old humans before they let them loose on animals.
Yeah. Yeah,
know?
she's I'm not quite sure where she's in North Island. Yeah, she's in North Island.
Oh, in Ireland, as in to be
No.
sure Island.
No, Northern
Oh,
Island of New
North
Zealand.
Island, New Zealand. No,
Yeah.
so her friend's there. But I
Yeah.
mean, but your daughter. So who's the equine vet? Your daughter or a friend?
Friend.
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I thought if it was your daughter, I actually thought, they could talk the same talk, All right,
The horsey talk. No.
yeah, doing the horsey talk,
Really horse talkers.
yeah, because she's doing her thing in Swansea Uni, and I mean it's hands on
Yeah.
with the family's horse business in Gowden, So she's totally horse. I mean, she rides so well, and she's really hands on with all the stuff that goes on, I'm not sure if it said she gave me a bit of a massage on my shoulder a month or so ago when I was complaining about something. So she was like, she said to me like, first, and she said, they let us, mess with old people, dead people, practice before they let loose on the real thing.
Yeah.
It's using good horse liniment on it, dude.
No, that's a bit hot, that stuff. Yeah, no, that was pretty good. Yeah, so it looks like everybody's kind of jollying around. I've just come back from Kim's now, been down there for most of Christmas. Doing that, it was Christmas Day was down her sons and family, so there was about 12, 14 of us there, and then there was a day off for Boxing Day, and then there was another sort of 14, 16 up at Kim's for yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all panned out okay. But she always curses. You get the end of you get little nibbly starters, then the lunch, the main whatever it is. And then there's an array of desserts, far too many desserts just to do justice to. Oh, I fancy a bit of that, but have I got enough room for that and a bit of that? And then, of course, after all the guests are leaving, I said, the cheese board you set up?
Yeah. Then there's the cheese board, I know.
You never could make it to the cheese board unless you allow about 6 hours for the whole process,
And then you feel fat as a pig afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, often, always on Christmas Day, if we do make it to the cheese board, it's usually 10 o'clock at night at least,
No, it is. We usual thing here. In fact, there was only the two of us for Christmas dinner, which is very unusual.
Wow.
And because everybody was away, they came up before Christmas. My son and partner came up on Christmas evening. We didn't get it till about 12.
Yeah.
So we'd had a dinner and everything else, sorted ourselves out. They brought dinner with them to cook on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Which we did, which his partner, she's got the flu.
All right.
Which she'd given to her parents the week before.
Well, she's giving it to you now, is she?
So Sheila's not feeling very well this evening. So it's
we had a bit of a red
shit
flag
show.
because one of Kim's granddaughter, who's 6, the day before Christmas, she'd gone down with sort of vomiting and sort of totally out for the day. And Kim said, "Oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, with Mally being not well, she's more likely got something which is going to be pretty." I said, "So wait for the phone call on Christmas Day morning." And it seemed like she'd rallied a bit. She was okay, but it was still very, right, no kissy huggy, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of norovirus going on, which is giving everybody the sickness and diarrhea, which is good.
What virus?
Yeah.
Norovirus.
Nora.
Yeah. Not as in not
Who was Nora?
Not as in Nora
exactly.
Baden.
Whoever she is, she's a bad one.
Nora Baden, not Nora Batty. Remember?
Batty, Nora Batty.
Yeah, Nora Batty.
Number one. Last of the Summer Wine, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great show, wasn't it? Last of the Summer Wine.
Back
Yeah.
in the day.
Which one?
Last of the Summer Wine.
No, but Rob said which somebody died. Did you? Oh, I thought you said one of the
No,
characters.
he said back in the day.
Oh,
Back
yes,
in the day,
back
yeah.
in the day. So which day was that then?
That was the day when everything
Whenever you
happened.
hear that phrase, there's so many phrases. Oh, back in the day. Oh, which day were you referring to? They're the same as that one of, oh, to be honest. I said, what do you mean? When are you ever not honest then?
Honestly.
Honestly, well, you weren't honest before then, were you, lying bastard?
Yeah. 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 Like that string of phrases I'm going to print up on a t-shirt one day. Myself, honestly, to be honest, I'm only saying in all those phrases, myself personally.
Yeah.
Well, who else is yourself other than yourself?
Yeah.
Myself personal, even personal. I knocked that off. Said whenever me says, well, personally,
Me, myself.
I will do fine. You don't have to say personally, I.
Yeah.
You can't be somebody else. I.
Yeah. I personally, I know.
I personally, myself, me. It's like a Joan Armatrading song. Me,
Yeah, I myself, I.
Yeah.
Sounds more like a Monty Python sketch, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, what came up in a Monty Python sketch the other day, or rather, quote from it? Or was it something either on media or whatever? Can't think of it now. But there was a program which I've forgotten which one it was. It's called Amandaland.
Yeah, that's right.
It's got Joanna Lumley plays the mother. But when they were having that Christmas one, and Jennifer Saunders played, the friend, the piss, whatever, and there were a couple of quotes in that. Did you see and the storyline was that the girl would have been Mick Jagger was her father.
Yeah.
And there were a little quote going in, and it said something like, "You can't always get what you want,"
I know.
and we got it straight away. But Kim's
There was a few of them in there.
Kim's daughter-in-law went, "What? Oh no, you wouldn't get that."
Don't worry about it.
I know, that was back in the day.
Yeah,
back in the
that was
day.
it back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, how many people were at the beach for the swim then on Boxing Day? Eh?
Well, I didn't go, but looking at the posts, wasn't 1,000
Quite a
mentioned?
lot.
There were over 2,000 people, with all the watches on and everything. But it was just beach line. It was just tons, wasn't it? And you look at Facebook, amazing.
Looking at Michael's post from Langland's site, wasn't there a figure of 1,000?
Yeah, about 1,000 swimmers. But
you see the people
tie the hangers on and everything.
Yeah.
Just loads and tons of people there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But that shocked me was in the photos in the video was the stones. How many stones there are?
Yeah.
It does vary a hell of a lot. People.
That's amazing. Never seen that. I've never seen it like that.
I can remember times when there's lots of stones when they've had to. You have to bloody stones to get to.
No, I'm talking about stones on the beach. When you come off the stones, you go onto the sand.
Yeah.
You go into the water, but there was all stones there as well. I couldn't believe it. Maybe they were right up at the fucking Cummer end. I don't know.
I was looking at some of the sort of congratulatory posts and that, and there was one which said, "Oh, it would be nice if everybody who did the dip would contribute something, Langland lifeguards." And I thought, well, is it a stumbling block to enable to do that? Is it like you're not allowed to collect? If all charities have one day where they can do a collection day, I mean, I would have thought that would have been one of the big kind of earners for the lifeguard thing. That was almost like a prerequisite of if you went and did it, that everywhere. Okay, you don't have pre-register and pay and everything, but like a million buckets along the wall for everybody. Doesn't that happen then?
Don't think so. I
would have thought that would have been a great thing. People would have been really into that. Bunging the buckets for you do your dip,
Yeah.
or dig deep before you dip. Something like that. Bit of a
Oh,
bucket.
got a slogan there.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see Michael's initial one, and then followed up Howard with a kind of have fun, but whoops, be safe now. Because
Yeah, so
obviously those
two
two down
guys.
in
Yeah,
Cornwall
What happened, Johnny Cornwall?
must have been his Christmas swim. A
yeah.
couple of guys must have gone out a bit too far, and whoops, gone.
They've got a big swell running. It was a southeasterly wind, and it was sort of unusual for that south coast. Big waves. In they
Yeah,
went, and they didn't come out.
yeah. But yeah,
Mm.
and that's the thing, you see, with that coldness, and I used to get that any time of the year when I go in. That initial cold takes your breath away.
Oh, it
I,
does.
I, I would often go, you know, you can't even get.
What's it called? There's
Yeah, it's a phrase for it.
there's a
Yeah,
term
you're
for
I mean,
fucked.
shock, is it?
hyper something or other. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hypothermia, shock.
Hypothermia. It's
So, and when you're dealing with that, and at the same time, then having a big wave dump on you at the same time, and
Yeah, it gets cold. You haven't got much chance.
yeah,
no. This one just stops your heart. It's a big shock
yeah.
to the stomach
Yeah.
and stops your heart.
Mm.
I always remember the
Down in
classic.
Beach, there was this one guy. He was like, really bodybuilder type. He went in the water and he dived in, and he'd been lying in the sun all day. Like, he didn't put any water on him, so he dived in. Next thing you know, the guys got dragging him out. He was dead.
Hmm.
He was a young guy, fit guy as well.
Yeah.
I went in at Christmas time, just had that big 8'6" tiki board, went to Paul with Cridgy and his brother in his brother's mini, I think. Anyway, me and Cridgy were paddling out at Paul's Call. It was a sunny day, hardly any wind, about 2 foot, not much bigger than that, paddling out.
Where would
Put a
you go
wave
out
in.
from Porthcawl? The main beach or over to this?
It was the main beach. It was a really big swell running, so we were in sort of
They're on
the
Coney,
sheltered bit.
they're at Coney.
Yeah, so I fell off. Shit. Just went, can't breathe. Waving at Cridge. He was sitting on the beach and he was just waving back. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna go. No, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Just got in. I thought I was gonna die. Could not breathe.
Yeah.
Just got in. I thought
I
this is
remember one time at Langland in the shore break, big heavy shore break, and I was always having this problem with the back zipper. The Velcro wouldn't stop, wouldn't lock it, and I took off in this way, big left, and I thought, oh yeah, shore break, got to get the big re-entries to show everybody the massive re-entry. So up I go, whack, I came down on my back, and my suit just went zook, like that, open, and all the water went in one go. And I was just like a Michelin man in the water. I couldn't swim, couldn't move. And of course, it just froze me to death straight away. I was like, what the fuck? And luckily enough, my board was next to me. I got hold of the board and just got washed in. Jesus, that was cold.
Mm.
well, like every time we walked the dog on the beach, my daughter's dog, and it's about 20 people in most days now.
Yeah.
A lot of them wear boots, gloves, and maybe half a wetsuit. Some wear a full wetsuit. Some go in without any wetsuits. But
Which beach are you talking now?
Port Tynan.
All right. Okay.
There's about 60 apparently in the crowd, and there's about, on average, about 20. Of them, about 20 turn up to go in and see.
Now, is this swimming or is not much of a wave in Port Tynan, is there?
No, they just go out, they get themselves wet, they swim about, and then they come out again.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
Freezing the fuck. It's just absolutely mental. But my daughter does it, and I think it's mad.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah, because of the the ongoing thing through the year, where you get the dippers and the bobbers and the wild water swimming, they tend to sort of go in whenever, not just the summer. They go in the spring and the winter, and I suppose that then has generated a lot more people. So then when it comes to the Boxing Day or the day dip, there's already a nucleus of 100 or two that have been,
They drag a lot of their friends along, don't they?
yeah. Come on, it's great fun.
I tell you what, it's not fun.
Come on.
No, no, no.
And one of my biggest things, and I'm not sure if people, it's a regular thing, I would have to have some kind of something on my feet.
Yeah, most people do. To
Oh,
be
I'm
fair,
trying to walk up those stones.
just pain. It'd just be too much.
Yeah. I get pain. I went down to Langland one night to get some extra pebbles, to put round Bella's new grave, And when I was walking by the surf, and just with my shoes on, walking on the pebbles was
Yeah.
just kind of falling a bit here and there.
Used to run across them in the summer.
Yeah.
No trouble with kids.
Well, when I was in my early teens, I had a problem doing that. And I put it down to my feet, what I thought everybody else had really weird feet, and mine were normal, but it was the other way around. So my feet are not flat. I got high arches, so the bit underneath my heel touches the ground, and the ball of my foot touches the ground, but the rest of it doesn't see it. So that's like the weight spread over the whole foot. If you've got a flatter foot, is much better to handle. Whereas my just 2 points of contact were like, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, so that running down the beach on that over the pebbles, I would still have to be focusing ahead, looking for that flat stone.
Yeah, I've ended up with very wide feet because not wearing shoes in the summer. Years and years not wearing shoes in the summer. My feet just spread out.
Yeah. Well, I've got kind of broad feet. I have to watch it with my footwear. Next, if I like, I used to wear Converse for years and years and years, and I would always, because Jodie, my daughter, every Christmas, guaranteed, she'd always buy me a pair of Converse. And then it was only about 4 or 5 years ago we discovered they do one with a wider fit, and I was wearing those. But even those, it just ended up after a couple of months, my little toes would be crunched in a bit, and then I'd always have a corn on my little toe, which would sort of ooh. And it's only the last year or two I've been wearing a much wider thing. She said, "Look, we got you something different this year, Dad. Look at these. I never heard of them before, but and they're called Hey Dudes, like Hey Jude, but Hey Dude, and they're a lovely wide fit." And so they slip on and off with pretend laces, but they're really, really comfortable. She got me a new pair now this year.
There's a thing on the radio about the the flat white shoes. Forgot what they're called now.
Crocs.
No,
They're a big thing.
There's a big thing going on at the moment. I think the bloody name. It's gone.
What a make.
Yeah, the make of them. They're Earth. What are they called? Something Earth. Anyway, they're shaped like they look like you're wearing a pair of feet on your feet.
Maybe they call it flatter.
Could be something like that.
Yeah.
And they did this on the radio program. It was, are they any good? The people write in, I've heard this product, but it is any good. And basically, they are very good for some people, but they're fucking terrible for other people.
Yeah.
It really depends on the shape of your foot.
Yeah.
People's feet are still different.
I haven't got a pair of shoes. All I got 2 or 3 pairs of flip flops and 2 pairs of Crocs.
Wow. Cool. For years, I wore the originators of Crocs. What were they called? Clogs, wooden bases.
Yeah.
And the leather bit over the front.
Sabots. Yeah, very French, Sam. Very Breton.
Is it?
Yeah, that's Breton, that is, boy.
My own man had a pair, but they were only used when he was walking across the steel ingots in the steelworks.
It was a bit of a knack when you first got them to keep them on, though.
Yeah.
You literally had to just crunch your toe a little bit each step you took.
to grab them.
to grip them, right? You know.
Yeah.
I wore them for a whole period. Must have been in the 70s. But then I remember somebody. They were the only things he wore on his feet, and you can guarantee whenever you saw this guy, he had wooden clogs on. It was Jubly,
Right.
Jubly from CJ's, you know, and
Probably stolen from the steelworks.
No, I don't think he ever did anything like that, Jub. I mean, I'm not sure what his proper job was, apart from maybe helping his brother for a while on the building trade. I think he plastered for a while, but then for when I knew him from, let me think now, mid-70s onwards, that was about the time when his first thing was he ran the hole in the wall where the bras is now. He ran that for a summer or two, just the cafe. And then it's into town, into what was it, Greens, fronting that.
Yeah, I remember that. Me and Felix worked there.
But
Greens.
didn't he have the knotted handkerchief as well?
Yeah, Knotted Handkerchief was after he didn't get into Martha's, so that would have been about 84. Knotted Handkerchief.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and Bunters then.
Hmm.
And then he went away then for a couple of years. I think he did sort of either Australia or India or just land. You know, he did. He went on a big trip away and then came back overland forever. And that's when he then he opened up the place that was called Jubly's in Northampton Lane. You know, more or less along from where the Valbon nightclub was. You know,
What happened to him? Didn't he die somewhere in Spain or something?
No, he died here about maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, I thought he was abroad and
No, he'd come back and he spent a lot of time in Spain after he came back from the Crossland, and he dabbled with that Jubly's, and he was running it for a while. But then he and Billy, I think that's right, him and Billy, who was the chef, forget Billy's surname now, they both went out to Spain and initially to set up a bar. Well, I think they did after a while, but then it ended up Billy carried on running the bar and doing some building work, and Jubly then, on his last time out there for a couple of seasons, he was doing a pedalo's business on the beach, you know. But I think that was the thin end of his entrepreneurship. Came back, and when the marina sort of bars and restaurant thing was sort of still ticking over, he and Pat Mathias, who he was in partnership in the Knotted Handkerchief and in Jubly's, they opened up a place. You know, you've got the Millennium Tower on the marina. Well, at the bottom of that, it's now, I think, it's the supermarket. But then at that point, it was a bar restaurant. I forget what it was called now. But anyway, Jubly was there in theory, front of house, and he hoped it was going to be, oh, here we are again. CJ's all over again. Jubly, lovely character, pulling all the people. It's going to be fun. It's going to be this. But the horse had long left the stable. So Jub's social thing, all those people that he was pals with before, they all gave him time, but they'd all moved on into other grazing pastures for their social things, you know.
We got out to have fun.
it's a very awkward place. A very awkward place anyway,
Yeah,
isn't
it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it was
Dead end. The place is dead in winter.
Yeah, and I think it ran for a while, but then it sort of, I think maybe even 6 months might have been pushing it. Forget what it was called now, but it didn't happen. It ran for a while, and then he was living somewhere up in Town Hillish. So I think no, it's just from Sketty. That's right. He was living as you go through the lights. You come up to Sketty Lane, and then you come up past Bishop Go on your right, set of lights, and on the right hand side, if you'd have gone through the lights on your way up to Calais, there was some flats there, and I think he was in there. He must have lived there for a good couple of years. But he was walking. He had a girlfriend living sort of, I think, up the top of T Corkway or something, and he'd just been walking up there, and he'd had a seizure or a moment. Nobody around quick enough to get him into whatever it was, and next thing you know, he was gone. Because
Bloody
I
hell.
think he had some medical issues, but he wasn't looking after himself, you know,
Mm.
and he didn't have anybody hands on to
Yeah.
kind of help him.
Oh, very sad.
Yeah, it was so, you know,
Mm.
great sort of a guy along the way. You know, everybody said that character, you know, but he sort of was gone, like, you know.
I never ever saw him give a bad word to someone.
No,
Give lip to someone, you know. He was
no,
always
no.
very nice and very, very what do you call it?
Yeah, and I can see him now, arm out around somebody's, you know, grabbing them and going, well, we'll do this. It'll be all right, won't it? You know,
Yeah,
his mum.
diplomatic. He was very
Yeah,
diplomatic.
yeah. There's a picture that comes up on the Facebook things every now and then, the Swansea history or something, and it's a batch of people, and it must have been either late 60s, very early 70s, and they're all sitting on the steps of the church on the Kingsway, opposite
Yeah,
what would it be? Asties would have been the coffee shop then, the milkmaid and all that, right opposite that
the
church. And
Methodist church, isn't it?
it was a gathering place, and there's about a dozen, 15 boys and girls sitting there, and two or three I recognise. Jub's right in the middle with his signature haircut, the basin fringe, jump, looked like a Brian Jones for the Stones, you know. And there's another guy, John Billings, sitting next to him, I think, and quite a couple of characters of that period. And every now and then it comes up, and people say, "Who's this? Who's that?" You know. But would have been sort of late 60s, something like that, you know. But that comes up every now and then. Yeah, yeah, more likely at least 7 or 8 years ago, I think he passed away. Yeah, but I mean, this year, I mean, he'd have been way before, because there's a big friend of mine. We were the gang when we were sort of 14, 15, you know, mumbles lot. But I mean, mixed bag. We were like me and a couple of others, me and Barry, we from West Cross, and then some from Terry Greenstead lived in Park Street. And there was Little Harry and Big Harry, because they were both called Keith Harris. And one of them was slightly smaller than the other. So they ended up their nicknames was Big Harry and Little Harry, you know. And Big Harry, I always remember there was a story, as we were walking along the prom on a Sunday afternoon or anywhere we would go in, the gang, and he'd always come out with a bit of a sob story because he was trying to bum a fag, you know. And he'd say, "Oh look, I get £4 a week from my job. I spend 30 bob on my correspondence course. I give my mother £1. My bus fare costs me £1. I am going, gives a fag," you know. And he'd always be sort of, you know, sob story. But of course, he was the one who was very, very savvy in the world, multimillionaire, you know, and went on to do great things. He used to run so many big things, big names, things, and he passed away just about the 14th of December, and he just had his 79th birthday.
Yeah, I got a photo for you. Hang on.
And he had because he about 15 years ago he had serious throat cancer, and got over that. His voice and everything suffered for it. You know, he could hardly speak, but he carried on. No, he's not in that shot. The only two I remember, those two, is third from the left, Rod Stairs,
Upstairs, Liv Gann.
and then the one right on the end, something.
Granville? No.
No, the one far right, something. Peter Tamlin, Peter something, but it was his Jeep. That photograph on the beach where we're all on it. Little Di, Felix, Neil Page, Mike Cox. It was that guy's Jeep we were all on.
All right.
I thought the one on the left, extreme left, might have been Fritz.
I can't remember. Didn't he have blonde hair? Oh no, that was Mike, wasn't it?
Who?
Mike, he had white hair, didn't he?
Mike Witchner.
I can't remember.
Mike Cox. Mike Cox was an early grey. He was an early silverer. You know? Well, that guy, the one third from the right, I recognize the face, but I can't place him.
Yeah.
The guy is familiar too next to him.
Sky as well. I know the name.
Yeah.
Names.
And Rod Stairs, I came across his son up in the Plough and Harrow a year or so ago. He said, "Oh, you know my dad." I said, "Oh, you give me a clue then." So I dug out a photograph of Rod Stairs when we went to Biarritz the first time, 1967, in a guy called Paul Spring's van. So it was Rod Stairs, me, Paul Spring, Mike Cox, Pixie, and two guys from Porthcawl, Dale and Ship.
So there you go. But people out there watching this, if you see this, what's the names? Give us some names here. There's 1, 2, 3 people we can't remember. This isn't Judith Galt, is it, by any chance?
No, with on the right, no.
No, on the left, yeah.
No, Judy then was blonde
Okay.
then.
All right.
It looks familiar.
Put your answers into the post.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prize for. Yeah, it looks like that must have been some sort of surf comp because
that was the first Welsh.
it was wet.
Welsh and Open, first Welsh and Open.
Oh, that's the one I did the commentary for then.
67, I think it was, or 68. 67, I think.
Well, yeah, 67. That was when Trevor Espy from South Africa was along.
Yeah, and Sumter was there, wasn't he, I think, as well.
Yeah, because that's when I...
It was the Welsh and Open, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got the T-shirt, yeah. Did the designs. Yeah, because that was the first... With
the one with the Langland in Welsh. It was a 69 one, 68 or 69 one.
Yeah. So I remember that when they were the first one, if it was 67, whatever that one was. Yeah, it was down Langland, and they had a PA system there, Tannoy, and somebody had a microphone in the hut. And I said, well, you can't actually see what's going on from there. And somewhere or other, there was a step ladder. So I said, oh, give me the step ladder. So I took it down as far as I could with the lead on the mic would let me, climbed up to the top of the step ladder, and then I did the running commentary from the top of the step ladder of who was where and what was happening, you know. And I think that was my first sort of talky job, you know. I did. Yeah, they're all very familiar.
Heart of Texas, under wide open skies. The echoes dance lightly with laughter that never dies.
A blend of the old world, twirling round like the leaves, the stirring bagpipes calling, inviting us to believe.
We weave in and out of shadows, then step into the light. Tales of battles and beauty held within this night. Harmonies arise like spirits lifted from the ground. Footfalls erasing sorrow in the peace we have found. And we ride on the wind through the evening glow, where the desert meets the dawn, where the soft rivers flow. With every rise and fall and the sunlight's embrace, we find the songs of our hearts in this sacred space. Let the melodies linger, let the stories unfold of the hearts by the fire
And the dreams yet untold.
in the rhythm of the earth, where the wild wild spirits roam. Let's carry each other, forever finding our home.